let's talk about your viewpoint, your attitude, your perspective, and how that affects every aspect of your life. Now, before we go on, I have to give you a quick Zach Morris timeout disclaimer. Listen, if you have kids, they can't listen to this episode with you, okay? If they're in the car, press pause. If you're at home and this is on your speaker for everyone to hear, go ahead and turn it off. You're gonna wanna listen to this later. I don't want to ruin a Christmas story for your children. No, I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna be inappropriate. That's not my style anyway, but I do wanna share a story with you that may ruin something for your kids. So if you're good, they're gone. We'll keep going. Now I wanna share a story with you, and this is a great example of exactly what we're talking about today. So a few months ago, we wrapped up the Christmas season, which is my favorite season in the world. Y'all, I love Christmas. I love the lights. I love the traditions. I love looking at all of the different decorations. I love every aspect of it. In fact, I love it so much that every year I just keep adding traditions to our already very long list of traditions that we do. And I don't phase any out. So the whole routine every single day has gotten quite excessive. Like we do the unwrapping of one Christmas book a night. We have an advent calendar. We have a little magnet tree where they put a magnet per day. Like it's getting out of hand. But I love this season and I want to enjoy every aspect of it. Well, of course, when I had my first child, Carter, several years ago, I got really excited about what particular tradition that I would be willing to bet you guys are familiar with. This guy, Elf on the Shelf. Now, you can see why I wanted your kids gone because I don't want to ruin Krista's magic. Listen, this guy is real and he flies around every night, but let's just talk about him real quick. There is nothing that I have such a quite love-hate relationship with as I do this elf. I thought when I got this elf, I would love him. New creative things to do with him every single night. Oh, I could have so much fun with this. It's gonna be so weird. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I do love it. For approximately 4 days. After that, I hate him. I forget him. I lose him. I neglect him. It is the burden of my Christmas season when it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm trying to drag myself to bed because I'm so tired. And I'm like, the elf. Where are we gonna put him tonight? And you go on Pinterest, you try to find something interesting, or you just stick him in a corner and you go with it. Well, it's interesting how in the beginning of the Christmas season, I'm super creative, right? Like one night, he is just all huddled around a pretend campfire with all of Carter's toys set up like they're his friends. He's got mini marshmallows on a toothpick, having a campfire, making s'mores, elf s'mores. Oh, so cute, so creative. And then by day 12, I have forgotten him entirely. This last Christmas season, true story, I'm walking downstairs one morning, and as I'm walking downstairs, you know how it is in the morning. Like, you're so tired, I don't have my contacts in, I haven't had my coffee, I'm not even really fully awake. Like, I'm only sleepwalking downstairs because my small children wake me up at ridiculous hours of the morning. And so I'm walking downstairs, and Carter's walking next to me, and we're starting to walk into the living room. I am half asleep, kind of rubbing my eyes, and Carter says, I wonder where Chippy is. Y'all, wide awake, someone might have shocked me with a taser because immediately I realized I didn't move the elf. The elf is in the same spot he was the night before, and Christmas magic is about to be out the window. Well, in this moment, I go into fight or flight mode. I'm like, I totally can handle this. I see my son. He's right here. He is looking that direction. Chippy is on a shelf over there. I go, oh, Carter, look! Shove Carter face first into the couch. I throw my body across the room, grab the elf, and chuck him as hard as I can into the kitchen. I mean, he moved, right? Like, he moved. Carter didn't see it happen. Saved the day, saved the elf. Later on that morning, when Carter finally discovers Chippy, he goes, oh, weird. He's face down on the stove. I said, he's tired. He had a hard night. It's actually stoves are tanning beds for elves. It's like, the winter is hard on their skin. They like to get a good glow. It is nonstop. But here's what's interesting about this whole elf tradition in our house. Every year, every night, it does not matter how many places we hide him, how creatively we hide him, how difficult of a spot we find to hide the elf in. We have put him in cereal boxes. We put him under lamps, behind books, in corners, on the stove. We put him all over. But here's what's so interesting. No matter where we put this elf, my kids always find him. Carter's 5, Conley's 4. And no matter where we hide him, no matter how difficult we make it, they always find him. Why is that? Because they're looking for him. In fact, it's the only thing they're looking for. It is their number one priority of the morning and the day until they find this little elf. It's to find him. That's what they go looking for. And here's what's interesting that you and I need to remember. In any area of your life, you will always find what you're looking for. You will. Good or bad, right or wrong, you will always find what you're looking for. Think about your life. If you're looking for reasons to be angry, cynical, disappointed, frustrated, irritated, you'll find them. You will. But if you're looking for reasons to be happy, hopeful, grateful, optimistic, you'll find those too. In anything in life, in any work, any company, any business, any person, any situation, you will always find what you're looking for. Think about your spouse if you're married, and your friends in your friend group, your church. If you're looking for a reason to love those people, you'll find them. And if you're looking for something to be annoyed by, you'll find that too. You'll always find what you're looking for. Now, I want to talk about this topic today because I think it's something that affects every aspect of our life. But here's what's interesting. There's a message out there that there's like no right way to be. You know, like if you're an optimist or a pessimist or a realist or an opportunist, it's like whatever. Like it's just all good. Just however God made you. You know what? I don't think that's true. I think there is a right way to be. I think there's a right way to be. And the right way to be and the right way to see things and the best way to view your life is towards the good. To focus on the good. To look for the good. Because when you look for the good, you will find the good. So it's no longer like, well, either way is right and there's no wrong answer. You can do whatever you want to. Let me tell you, there's unbelievable research, psychological research, decades-long research that shows that being an optimist, having a positive outlook on life, leads to lower stress, better coping with life situations, and even life longevity. You live longer when you just think happier thoughts, when you focus on the good in your life. Now, this is not being a blind optimist, like you're not going to acknowledge that something is difficult. You're going to ignore problems. That's not what I'm saying. But even in difficult situations, even in situations that are hard, sad, dark, you look around and go, I can find something in this. I can find something to be grateful for. I can look for God's hand in this. I can find something to be thankful for, something to praise God about. I can look for the good. And let me tell you, when you look for the good, even in bad, you will find it. You will always find what you're looking for. There's an interesting quote from Psychology Today that I want to read to you. And this is in light of the research toward optimism, not blind optimism, but choosing to focus on the good in your life. Here's what it says. You can actually learn to be optimistic by choosing to take that perspective. So it's not just you're born an optimist or a pessimist and you're stuck that way forever. You can choose to be optimistic by taking that perspective. You have the choice to decide what your perspective is going to be. Whenever you're angry or negative, you can be assured that it's not only a present state of mind, but you have encouraged a habit. Thoughts move along the neural pathway most frequently traveled. So by making a decision to see the glass as half full, you can rewire your brain to be inclined toward a more optimistic style. You can retrain your brain. You can change how you think, change how you see your world, your relationships, your life. You can change how you think about things. And when you do that, watch how it changes how you actually experience things as well. But this is not just my idea. Like, oh, Christy, it's so typical coming from you. You're such an optimist. So, of course, you want everyone to be optimists. This is not just my idea. It's not even just an idea in psychology and science and Psychology Today articles. It's an idea that is rooted in Scripture as well. This is God's idea. Philippians 4:8 says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, good, think about such things." Think about such things. Not just if it's easy, not just if you're feeling it, if you're in the mood, if it's a great situation, so it's easy to feel great. No, in any situation, in any circumstance, in any relationship, you have power over your thoughts. You have control over your mind, and you can choose what you think about. Or to say it how I said when we started, you can choose what you look for. But you can be guaranteed that in any area of your life, you will always find what you're looking for.